Hi, it's Erik Paulson, and welcome to our Correspondence Corner conversation this week. We had a lot of visitors from Minnesota that took the time to come out and spend time meeting with me. Folks representing Lou Gehrig's disease, the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society, also the Minnesota Craft Brewers were in town. Make sure if you're visiting DC, you'll take the time to come by and visit my office and check in with my staff, and we'll provide you a great tour as well. Time to jump into our questions, though, and the first actually comes in from Alan in Wayzata. He sent an email. He said, did you know that U.S. beekeepers lost an average of 45% of their colonies between the end of 2012 and the end of 2013? Or that thanks to pesticides, hives are now producing 85% fewer queens? This isn't just terrifying for the beekeepers or our agriculture economy, it's terrifying for my family. Nearly 1/3 of the food we eat requires pollination, including almonds, apples, and dozens of other fruits and vegetables. We need you to help solve this problem for our state and for our country. Alan, those are great comments, and it's actually true. Our bee populations, the honeybee population, has actually been declining in the United States and actually probably around the world. Last year we had a pretty good debate on this, and we include provisions in the Farm Bill that I voted for to address the declining bee populations so we could streamline federal efforts to coordinate with others on how we can best address the problem. Unfortunately, in the conference committee with the Senate, that provision was removed and stripped from the Farm Bill. I'm going to continue to work on long-term solutions to making sure that we're protecting our food supply and our environment by making sure we've got a healthy honeybee population. We also heard from James in Maple Grove, who sent an email in. Said, Congressman Paulson, I implore you to please call out for countries around the world to join the United States in taking on the evil tragedy and madness in Nigeria, which is unfolding under the name of Boko Haram. Please continue to do everything in your power to help lead this effort to bring global focus on not only bringing these girls home, but in rooting out and destroying this evil organization. You know, James, you're absolutely right. And what James is referring to is the fact that in Nigeria, this terrorist organization named Boko Haram has kidnapped hundreds of young girls, taken them from their families. As a father of 4 daughters, I can only imagine the anguish that these families have in trying to locate these young girls that are now being threatened to be sold into slavery or into marriage. I sent a letter to the President this week with a number of my colleagues urging the United States to not only continue to provide resources to the Nigerian government so we can locate the girls, but also to have the request that we should put this terrorist organization, Boko Haram, on the United Nations Security Council's Al-Qaeda sanctions list. That will allow us to reduce their influence in the region as well. We'll continue to focus on this issue in the coming weeks, and we'll also focus on domestic human trafficking when we pass several pieces of legislation when we return in just a few weeks back to Washington. I want to thank you for your comments, your thoughts, your ideas. Continue to send in your questions. You can reach me on Facebook or Twitter, of course, on the website at paulson.house.gov.